Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Basecamp Fantasy Podcast. I haven't done any of these in a long time, of course, because there's been no fantasy hockey and no actual hockey, I guess, mainly. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick update because there are going to be some changes coming. The off season's coming to a close, gearing up towards the actual season. Definitely getting pretty excited, getting pretty close to being ready. Something new we're instituting. We got a whole binder here. Keep all the league organized. In this, we're going to have every year what rules were in place before, what worked, what didn't. Try and optimize the league as best we can. Hopefully get a solid set of rules in place as soon as possible. This year there will be some changes coming. So a lot of this stuff's going to be the same. Just going to run through everything, especially up those rookies out there who have no clue what you're doing, and will probably not do very well this year. So, first thing I want to talk to you guys about scoring. A lot of it's going to be pretty similar, but there are a few small changes. So, again, this year, goals were 3, assists are 2 points, defensive points still get the plus or the additional 0.8 bonus because to help even out the defensive scoring. Something new though, we are going to be adding 0.5 for plus minus, so that should fluctuate. Start adding a little bit of defensive, a little bit of bonus to those defensive-minded players, the Jonathan Toews and stuff like that. A little bit of a hindrance for the players like Ovechkin, who finished minus 35 last year. Absolutely awful. Hits are going to be bumped up to 0.4 from 0.2. This is to give a little bit of stability to the mid-level defenders, because the issue you're having last year was there's a big gap between those top 2 or 3 guys like Carlson, Weber, and then and like Subban, and then like past that there was very little to pick from. Trying to give a little bit thicker options back there. Block shots still 0.2. Hat tricks are still worth 3 points. Shots on goal, or an additional 3, I guess. Shots on goal are worth 0.2. Power play points are going to be fixed to the +1 as opposed to the +2 that it was last year, which was ridiculous. Shorthanded points, an additional +3. So that'll stay the same there as well. Goaltending, we're going to have saves stay at 0.2. We're going to drop goals against from minus 1.5 to minus 1.2. We're looking, there wasn't a goalie even in the top, 25 or something like that fantasy players last year. We want to make the goaltenders relevant again. A good goaltending core should be important, as should be, a good balance of everything. So goalie wins will stay at 5, shutouts will be 3 points still, and an overtime loss will get the players 1 point. Also I did want to make a quick side note in that I would like your guys' input for that draft stuff. The sooner we can get that set up, the better. Let me know what your availabilities are. Draft is one of the most important parts of the league, especially getting your team established and what you work with for the rest of the year. So I definitely suggest, if you can, to be there in person or to make time in your schedule for whatever day we select. It's a big help. Okay, so moving on from that, we're going to talk about the bench and rosters, I guess. So still 6 forward slots. We're going to go with 3 defenseman slots. We're going to keep 3 goalies. If we were expanding to 12, we were going to drop to 2, but because we're not, we're going to stay with 3. So 3 goalie slots, 1 utility. We're keeping 3 bench as well. And the new thing this year is we are adding an IR slot as a result of things like Kurt's massive pickup spree last year that helped push him to the finals. Even on the same end of Kurt's issues was his Steven Stamkos injury, and I'm sure everyone knows about as well. Gonna have that as well. It'll only be accessible when you have a player on the injured reserve. So outside of that, it's not a useful slot, but it is good if you have a star player go down. undroppable list is something we are getting rid of this year. It's more necessary for people who don't really know what's going on, so you don't have, like, I don't know, Joey Lococo dropping, like, Crosby for Scott Niedermayer. You know, we don't want things like that. Roster locks are going to be at the first game of the day, just like last year. Waivers, again, are going to be shortened from 2 days to 1 day. 2 acquisitions a week. Trade deadline will be 24 hours after the actual trade deadline. 6 teams are going to make the playoffs again this year. Heine Cup winner will be decided after week 2 of the playoffs. The playoffs are going to start a week earlier than they did last year, so that we don't have as much of a hindrance from that last week of play, where, you know, players are getting sat, so all those star players of teams that have clinched the playoffs don't play. We're looking to avoid that this year, ending the regular season 1 week earlier. Okay, so trade deadline as well. We're going to try and, depending on the day of week it ends up on, see if we can't set something up like some sort of managers meeting with whoever can attend, because the trade deadline proved last year to be an absolute massive part of the year. Really, really fun day too. Ties are going to be allowed in the regular season. That's something new as well. Last year and years before, we had goals as the tie break for that. Points for will be the tie break in the playoffs if it happens, just because we don't think that goals should be valued more than, say, a goalie win. Because why should you be punished for having a good goaltending core, or, you know, anything like that? You know, there's no real one category that we could select that would be fair. So it'll be points for, so it'll be just, if you're in a lower points for bracket and you're in the playoffs, don't tie. So you could almost say that is almost like a home field advantage type situation then. So points for is also going to be the seeding tie break. So that is all the information for the league setup, kind of things like that. There is a new rule in terms of trading that we're going to institute, just kind of to have written down for the sake of argument. That's going to be, if a player is injured after a trade is proposed, but before it's accepted, the person who proposed the trade has the opportunity to cancel the trade at any point. So example is if you offer Ovechkin for Crosby and Crosby gets injured and then they accept the trade before you are able to cancel it, you can have the opportunity to cancel that trade. See more going in the background there. So yeah, that's definitely something we want to have consistent, and we don't want to have the issue arise mid-season like it did last year. Just trying to be a little bit preemptive. Again, the purpose of this binder is going to be to fix any of those clerical issues. Other rules, just kind of general things. The Heine Cup winner is going to have to be holding the cup for any of their picks. Anytime they aren't doing so, their draft will be invalid. It's going to sort of act as a conch, almost. Same year pick trading is available, so you can't trade from like future years, because you can't guarantee that the rosters are going to be the same, or like the people in the league are going to be the same and stuff like that. So we don't want you being like, I traded 2015 first round pick for, you know, this year's first. It's stupid. So for this year, same year pick trading is available. It'll have to be kind of strictly input, but just if there is a trade on that day, just, you know, kind of yell it out. Both teams will need to confirm the deal, and then I'll be able to kind of write that down and make note of it and put it through as soon as the draft is over. There will be 3 minutes between picks still. If you don't draft your pick in that 3 minutes, you will have a player auto-drafted to your team. We're going to have a set list for that. Players like Chris Pronger, Paul Bissonnette, stuff like that. Get your pick in on time. So I think that's most of that stuff. There are a few other things though. Trophies are going to be around. This one's for like most points each week. Most points in a single week. Yeah. The Future Morgo Award. That's going to be a fun one. That's going to be the fewest points for in a week, or total But there's going to be like a whole awards ceremony we're planning on setting up for the end of the year, but there will be more of that as the year kind of progresses. Uh, Instead of, we're going to do $20 a person for the league again this year for the prize pool, but I am planning on taking $20 from that to improve our trophies. I want to put placards all around for all previous and current winners, and that'll be updated every year because we do have a trophy now for the winners. And I think we're going to kind of do something like that every year and put the money towards improving trophies or adding trophies and stuff like that. But, I mean, that'll be decided on a year-by-year basis. But this year, we are going to put the money towards that. It's just to make the kind of experience of the league a little better. So, $100, or 100, yeah, $100 will be going to the league champion. The runner-up will be getting 40, $20 for the President's Trophy, and $20 for total points for the winner for that. President's Trophy will be tie broken by points for this year. So that is fixed. That really does cover most of the things. Really looking forward to getting this going, and I'm going to be asking for everyone's emails and stuff like that you're going to want to use for your league submission some point in the near future. Start getting everything set up. It's getting really exciting. Yeah, be ready from your league manager. Have a good one.